I'm back to average level 1 tech. I gotta say, I'm embarrassed to say. So living in the Midwest, one of the things that we have to struggle with is the storms that happen in the summer and in early, late spring. So power becomes terrible because of the storms. And you know, with the cost of equipment these days, you cannot afford to lose, you know, a server because of, you know, power surge. So I had one that actually a lightning storm took out. So with that in mind, I decided I need to install a UPS. Let's get some lights here. Sorry, guys. My film crew is not here today. So I purchased an outlet that has a surge protector built in, and it's going to replace this guy. But then, as you could see here, this orange cord goes to the rest of my equipment here, which I'll show you and powers that. So this orange cord will go into the UPS, and then everything will be protected that way. Obviously, we'll have the additional surge protection, and then in the freezer, I'll also probably plug into the UPS. The intention of the UPS is really just to give me enough time to shut it off. I'll probably install like a NUT server, a NUT server, that will help with the failover. Or I will help with turning the server off if I'm not here. I have two servers and a couple of UNOSes that I would like to be shut off even if I'm not here. With that, so I'll show you. So this is where the power comes in. This is a distribution center, shall we say. It's a low rigged, you know, budget, but the UPS this will plug into the UPS and everything will be on UPS power. I have up here, I have another one here, but this is just for the studio. So if I'm in the middle of recording, I don't lose my footage. So that runs up there. That will stay. And then basically this guy, I have this unit here, but that's just a power strip. It's not, it's a power distribution unit. It doesn't have any surge protection in it. So that I'll run a cable. There's a cable that runs to here. I'll run a cable directly into the UPS so that I can kind of reduce the load that's on this unit. All right, let's get into the unit. Now, you guys know, one of the things is I had to consider, honestly, is cost. The cost of things nowadays is a little bit high. So I had to look for a price value, and I've been actually kind of watching sales and try to see. But I went with this Bluetti battery pack. It's 3,840 watt hours on this guy. So that should be more than plenty for me to run this. But I'm not going to run everything off here. Everything is going to be plugged in here, but it's just literally it's going to be just enough to allow me to turn off my servers. And then this will be repurposed to run a fridge or something like that in case of an extended outage. So it's a little bit overkill for down here because I don't need to run my servers if there's a power outage. That's the least of my worries, but it will be good for running this freezer here or the fridge upstairs. And then let's unbox it so you can take a look at it, and then we'll plug it in. That is the unit, the Bluetti Elite 400 power station. Okay, see what we got here. So straightforward, straight onto the battery pack. I gotta get this thing out of here. It's like, I think 89 pounds, but we got this. Put the camera down. Okay, so all that came with the unit is a power supply, power cable, I mean, and a couple of manuals here and proof of warranty and all that stuff. So that's really it. So we're gonna look at that. It came already pre-charged to 30%. We're gonna plug it in before I put a load on it. All right, so this is a unit unboxed. We have the front panel here. You have a couple buttons here. You have 100 watt USB-C charging, another 100 watt USB-C charging here. You got the DC port to plug in solar panels, serial lighter, and then you have a 420 amp plugs here. If you want to turn on the AC, these ports here, all you need to do is push this button here, and the AC inverter comes on. You could hear that click, but we don't need that on right now, so we'll turn that off. Turn the DC charging off because that turns off just the ports. So right now, as this unit is, it's just going to be in charging mode. Turn off the DC, and I also turn off the AC ports. Give you a little quick walk around the battery pack. Came with a grab handle, which seems to be
stuck. There we go. It's kind of nice. We got little wheels to move it. That makes it a lot easier to move around. Briefcase handle. I would say it's about nearly 2 feet off the ground. But on this side here, let's see here. You got another AC input. So this is where the charging cord, the power cord is going to go. Is right here. And then the breaker is here if the unit trips. But that's it. And then it comes with a removable. I think Bluetti is one of the few that does it. This is you can remove this to clean out the air filter that's back in here that pulls the air in here to cool, to keep this thing cool. Hard plastics all over the place, which I don't really like, but it is what it is for the price. But yeah, that's it. And then there's another vent cover on this side. All right, let's plug this in, get it charged up, and then we'll install it. I do this one-handed. My camera crew is not here today, so I gotta do it all by myself. There's a port. Plug this in, and let's see what happens up here. Let's see how much it pulls. I think it charges up to 1200 watts max, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there you go. It's going. So I'm gonna leave it charged, get it up to like about 90%, and then you can see it detects the grid here. And I'm gonna put it in UPS mode. But yeah, you can connect an app. There's an app, and we'll move it to its final home there. That's I'm running out of space here, and I have to leave this door open because this rack brings a lot of heat. If I close those doors, my servers heat up. Okay, so this is the brand I went with. We're gonna go ahead and install it. So this has a surge protector built in up to 900 joules. So that should be pretty good. This should help out the other surge protector that's built into the power strip. All right, let's get the show on the road. All right, first things first, I need to shut this down so that I don't get any data corruption. Fun fact here, guys. Let's go here. I almost never, I reboot this, but ever so rarely. Let's proceed there. Let's proceed to shut down. Yes, and then I need to shut down my Zimmer server here. Settings, power, and shut down. Yeah, I want to shut down. I like that it has a schedule shutdown, but I want to do that now. Confirm. Okay. So we're going to shut that down, and this rack should be silent, radio silent, in a bit. Then we'll install that outlet there. Forgot to turn off the UNAS, and that's shutting down also. So one of the things I miss on the UNAS 8 is this little screen here, because from here I could just go and shut this thing down, which, you know, the UNAS 8 don't have that. So I'm gonna shut down. That should be the only other storage that I need to shut down, and it should be good. Yeah, I wish they had that on the UNAS 8, but here we are. All right, that's good to go. Little Proxmox cluster, you know, that's a video for another day. We'll probably work on eliminating that and simplifying things. Okay, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. All right. And so this, you know, electricity is dangerous. We all know that. So please make sure that if you don't feel comfortable with this, that you hire a professional to get this done. I've taken a lot of advanced electrical classes, so I'm pretty comfortable with this stuff. But you know, it's real. It's dangerous. So if you're not comfortable with this, please hire a professional. And this is not professional advice. This is just demonstration. Now this feels a little bit plasticky. I bought this online, and I don't know that I like how it feels. It feels super plasticky, so I'm gonna go to the hardware store and see if I can find one that's a little bit more commercial oriented. Yeah, back. Okay, we went with this nice guy here. Much better. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in. Now I have an insulated screwdriver so that, you know, no harm, no foul. I always put tape on if it's a metal box so that I don't don't cause a fault from the wires touching the box, the metal box. Make sure you turn off the power if you're doing this at home. So this outlet has see if we can get better light on it. It has this little, I don't know if you could see this, but now you can just have the wire go right down here and then you cinch it down. So you don't even have to do the J hook on here. You have the load and the line. So we're going to get those set up. So these two thin wires here, these are the load. These are feeding another outlet for the fireplace. And then these guys down here is the line coming from the panel. So these are marked here. So we're going to go ahead and hot line. This guy should go here. And I'm just going to kind of turn this first with a screwdriver. Now, I'm sure there's better ways to do this. Not electrician by trade, but finish off with a little bit of juice. There we go. Now, this is normally not necessary if you're doing this in a plastic box, but I still do. All habits die hard. But we're just gonna go ahead and tap it for good measure. There you go. Not a color matching outlet box, but unscrew. For now, that's how it's gonna look. And reset that. Ooh, looks good to me. Okay, so that's the unit. It's gonna move right here. Should be perfect spot for it to be. I'll show you the app here, but this is all in UPS mode. Pull up the app here and connect it to this thing so you guys can see. This is the app. As you can see, this guy's plugged in. We'll go to offline mode here, and it's found the DJI, and now it needs to find this guy. I think I need to be plugged in actually. I'm messing with the battery pack, just so you know. And I'm gonna plug it in, and you should hear it stop making noise. There you go. And let's see here. I'm waiting for it to initialize. Let's research. All right, there we go. So it pops up here, and you click on it. We're gonna connect. I'm doing this in offline mode, so it's very basic. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug something in here so that it stops beeping. Let's bring this up here. We're gonna plug this in, and let's hit we want the AC port on. There we go, and you could hear everything come live here. All these guys are gonna boot. The rack is booting. So we are good. Now the freezer. Now we're watching the power that's coming from the grid there. This is a startup power. I don't have my servers back turned on yet, but let's turn those on and let's see how much power they're drawing. But before we do all that, let's go into settings, and you can see here I do have it in standard UPS mode, and there's different kinds, but I'm just gonna use the standard one. This is a PV. I'm gonna imagine if you have solar, time control UPS, and a customize. I'm not sure what that one is, but we're just gonna keep with the standard to keep things easy. I did enable power lifting, which allows it to assist when there's more demand needed. Okay. All right, so that's that. And now we're gonna power on the servers. We're gonna start with the Zimmer OS server. Let's see how much that thing pulls. So that's 200 watts yet it's pulling at boot. Let's see how much more. And we could turn on this guy. I want you guys to be able to see this. You could see everything that you're seeing in the app is also represented here. And now we're gonna right now this is my whole rack. This is my whole stack that you're seeing here, from the Unify all the way to the servers. We're putting a total of 648 watts. We're gonna go ahead and plug the freezer in, because the freezer also needs its own juice. So let's see what that does. Okay, so we're sitting about 640. I bet you now we're gonna, okay, so the freezer is not doing too terribly bad. So about 740 watts, we'll see what it does later on. I'll come back in about an hour once everything settles down to see. Nothing's coming out of the battery because we are in UPS mode only. Okay, that will conclude this video in a bit. So this is the final setup. I'm trying to give you guys a good view here. So let's take a look. Turn that on, and as you can see, that's the current state of affairs. We're putting 757 watts. That's a freezer and a whole bunch of networking equipment. As you can see here in the app, we're pulling like 804 with the touchscreen probably awake. And it's telling me here that remaining time is 99 hours. I might have to test that, put that to the test. Now, some of you might wonder, does he have enough outlets? Enough power to power those outlets? Yes, this is rated to a maximum of 2600 watts. Right now we're doing 760, give or take, maybe 800 if we round it up. So not bad. So I think this is more than ready to go. I'm gonna leave that open for backups, for if we need to recharge something in an emergency. But I'll show you what I did back here on the cleanup crew. Sorry, this is my basement slash, storage. So this is good to go. It's running, the power is running directly from here, directly to the UPS. So this whole rack is UPS capable. And then this guy, I reduced the number of things plugged in here. And then this one's also running directly to the UPS. And we have one more up here. That one is running off of this guy. But I think everything else is a monitor. They don't draw too much power, camera, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you for coming along with me on this adventure. But we got it. I think now we're kind of ready for the Midwest summer. It was kind of on top of my mind. I'm like, man, I would hate to lose, even one server because the price to replace one. I mean, this is all hardware, but it's what I have now, and I'd rather not lose it. Anyway, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. This was kind of one out of the box, but it is essential to the networking. Until next time.